Does anyone remember which verse is it? 22? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritcham Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudhirayet Nashta Prayeshu Avadreshu Nityam Bhāgavata-sevayā Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devakinandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 8, continuing from verse 22. Tam eva vatsashraya bhrata vatsalam mumukshubhir mrugyapadabja paddatim ananya bhave nijadharma bhavite manasyavastapya bhajasva purusham. My dear boy, you also should take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is very kind to his devotees. Persons seeking liberation from the cycle of birth and death always take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord in devotional service. Becoming purified by executing your allotted occupation, just situate the Supreme Personality of Godhead in your heart and without deviating for a moment, engage always in His service. नान्यं ततः पद्मपलासलोचनात् दुःखचिद्दं ते मृगयामि कञ्चन यो मृग्यते हस्तगृहीतपद्मया श्रियेतरेरङ्गविमृग्यमानया. My dear Dhruva, as far as I am concerned, I do not find anyone who can mitigate your distress but the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose eyes are like lotus petals. Many demigods, such as Lord Brahma, seek the pleasure of the goddess of fortune, but the goddess of fortune herself, with a lotus flower in her hand, is always ready to render service to the Supreme Lord. मैत्रेयवाच एवं सञ्जपित्तं मातुर् आकर्णयत्याङ्गमं वच सन्नियमा सन्नियम्यात्मनात्मानं निष्क निश्चक्राम पितुः पुरात्. The great sage Maitreya continued, the instruction of Dhruva Maharaj's mother Suniti was actually meant for fulfilling his desired objective. Therefore, after deliberate consideration and with intelligence and fixed determination, he left his father's house. नारदस्तत उपाकर्ण्य ज्ञात्वा तस्य चिकीर्षितं स्पृष्ट्वा स्पृष्ट्वा मूर्धयङ्घ्नेन पाणिना प्राह विस्मितः. The great sage Narada overheard this news and understanding all the activities of Dhruva Maharaj, he was struck with wonder. He approached Dhruva and touching the boy's head with his all virtuous hand, he spoke as follows. अहो तेज क्षत्रियाणां मानभङ्ग अमृषयतां बालोऽपि अयं हृदा दत्ते यत्समातुरसद्वचः. How wonderful are the powerful Kshatriyas! They cannot tolerate even a slight infringement upon their prestige. Just imagine, this boy is only a small child, yet harsh words from his stepmother proved unbearable to him. नारद उवाच नादुनापि अवमानं ते सम्मानं वापि पुत्रकां लक्षयामः कुमारस्य शक्तस्य क्रीडनाशि क्रीडनादिषु. The great sage Narada told Dhruva, my dear boy, you are only a little boy whose attachment is to sports and other frivolities. Why are you so affected by words insulting your honor? विकल्पे विद्यमानेऽपि न हि असन्तोषहेतवः पुंसो मोहं ऋते भिन्ना यत् लोके निजकर्मभिः. My dear Dhruva, if you feel that your sense of honor has been insulted, you still have no cause for dissatisfaction. This kind of dissatisfaction is another feature of the illusory energy. Every living entity is controlled by his previous actions, and therefore there are different varieties of life for enjoying or suffering. परितुष्येत् ततस्तात तावन्मात्रेण पूरुषः दैवोपसादितं यावद् वीक्षयेश्वर गतिं बुध बुधः. The process of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very wonderful. One who is intelligent should accept that process and be satisfied with whatever comes, favorable or unfavorable, by his supreme will. अतः मात्रोपदेष्टेन योगेनावरुरुषि यत्प्रसादं स वै पुंसां दुराराध्यो मतो मम. Now, you have decided to undertake the mystic process of meditation under the instruction of your mother just to achieve the mercy of the Lord. But in my opinion, such austerities are not possible for any ordinary man. It is very difficult to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Munayah padavim yasya nisangero जन्मभिः न विदुर्मृगयन्तोऽपि तीव्रयोगः samadhina. Narada Muni continued, after trying this process for many births and remaining unattached to material contamination, placing themselves continually in the trance and executing many types of austerities, many mystic yogis were unable to find the end of the path of God realization. अथो निवर्तताम् एष निर्बन्धस्तव निष्फलः यतिष्यति भवान् काले श्रेयसां समुपस्थिते. For this reason, my dear boy, you should not endeavor for this. It will not be successful. It is better you go home. When you are grown up, by the mercy of the Lord, you will get a chance for their mystic performances. At that time, you may execute this function. यस्य यद्दैव विहितं स तेन सुखदुःखयोः आत्मानं तोषयन् देहि तमसः पारं ऋच्छति. One should try to keep himself satisfied in any condition of life, whether distress or happiness, which is offered by the Supreme Will. A person who endures in this way is able to cross over the darkness of nescience very easily. गुणादिकान् मुदं लिप्सेद् अनुक्रोशं गुणादमात् मैत्रीं समानाद् अन्विच्छेन् न तापैर् अभिभूयते. Every man should act like this. When he meets a person more qualified than himself, he should be very pleased. When he meets someone less qualified than himself, he should be compassionate towards him. And when he meets someone equal to him, he should make friendship with him. In this way, one is never affected by the threefold miseries of this material world. ध्रुव उवाच सोऽयं समो भगवता सुखदुःखहतात्मनां दर्शितः कृपया पुंसां दुर्दर्शो स्मद् अस्मद्विधैस्तु यः. Dhruva Maharaj said, my dear Lord Narada ji, for a person whose heart is disturbed by the material condition of happiness and distress, whatever you have so kindly explained for attainment of peace of mind is certainly very good instruction. But as far as I am concerned, I am covered by ignorance and this kind of philosophy does not touch my heart. अथापि मे विनीयतस्यां क्षात्रं घोरम् उपेयुषा सुरुच्या दुर्वचो बाणैर्न भिन्ने श्रयते हृदि. My dear Lord, I am very impudent for not accepting your instructions, but this is not my fault. It is due to my having been born in a Kshatriya family. My stepmother Surichi has pierced my heart with her harsh words. Therefore, your valuable instructions does not stand in my heart. पदं त्रिभुवनोत्कृष्टं जिगीषो साधुवर्त्म मे ब्रूहि अस्मत्पितृभिर्ब्रह्मन् Anyer api anadishtitam. O learned Brahmana, I want to occupy a position more exalted than any yet achieved within the three worlds by anyone, even by my father and grandfather. If you will oblige, kindly advise me of an honest path to follow by which I can achieve the goal of my life. नूनं भवान् भगवतो योऽङ्गजः परमेष्टिनः वितुदन् अटते वीणां हिताय जगतोर्कवत्. My dear Lord, you are worthy son of Lord Brahma and you travel playing on your musical instrument, the veena, for the welfare of the entire universe. You are like the sun, which rotates in the universe for the benefit of all living entities, living beings. मैत्रेयवाच इत्युदाहृतम् आकर्ण भगवान् नारदस्तदा प्रीतः प्रत्याहतं बालं सद्वाक्यम् अनुकम्पया. The sage Maitreya continued, the great personality Narada Muni, upon hearing the words of Dhruva Maharaj, became very compassionate towards him, and in order to show him his causeless mercy, he gave him the following expert advice. नारद उवाच जनन्याभितः जनन्याभिहितः पन्ताः स वै निःश्रेयस्यस्य ते भगवान् वासुदेवस्तं भजतं प्रवणात्मना. The great sage Narada told Dhruva Maharaj, the instruction given by your mother Suniti to follow the path of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead is just suitable for you. You should therefore completely absorb yourself in the devotional service of the Lord. धर्मार्थकाममोक्षाख्यं य इच्छश्रेय आत्मनः एकं हि एव हरेस्तत्र कारणं पादसेवनम्. Any person who desires the fruits of the four principles, religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and at the end, liberation, should engage himself in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for worship of his lotus feet yields the fulfillment of all of these. तत्तात गच्छ भद्रं ते यमुनायस्तत्तटं शुचि पुण्यं मधुवनं यत्र सान्निध्यं नित्यदा हरेः. My dear boy, I therefore wish all good fortune for you. You should go to the bank of the Yamuna, where there is a virtuous forest named Madhuvana, and there being purified. Just by going there, one draws nearer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead who always lives there. स्नात्वानुसवनं तस्मिन् कालिन्द्या सलिले शिवे कृतवोचितानि निवसन् आत्मनः कल्प कल्पितासनः. Narada Muni instructed, my dear boy, in the waters of the Yamuna river, which is known as Kalindi, you should take 3 baths daily because the water is very auspicious, sacred, and clear. After bathing, you should perform the necessary regulative principles for Ashtanga Yoga and then sit down on your asana, sitting place, and in a calm and quiet position. प्राणायामेन त्रिवृतां प्राणेन्द्रियमनोमलं शनैर्व्यूधस्याभिध्यानेन मनसा गुरुणा गुरुम्. After sitting on your seat, practice the 3 kinds of breathing exercises and then gradually control the life, air, the mind, and the senses. Completely free yourself from all material contamination and with great patience begin to meditate on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. प्रसादाभिमुखं शाश्वत प्रसन्नवदने क्षणं सुनासं सुभ्रुवं चारु कपोलं कपोलं सुरसुन्दरम्. The form of the Lord is described herein. The Lord's face is perpetually very beautiful and pleasing in attitude. To the devotees who see him, he appears never to be displeased, and he is always prepared to award benedictions to them. His eyes, his nicely decorated eyebrows, his raised nose, and his broad forehead are all very beautiful. He is more beautiful than all the demigods. Tarunam Ramaniyangam Arunoste Arunoste अरुणोस्थे अरुणोस्थेक्षणाधरं प्रणताश्रयणं नृण्मन् शरण्यं करुणार्णवम्. तरुणं रमणीयाङ्गम् अरुणोस्तेक्षान्नधरं प्रणताश्रयं ऋण्मन् शरण्यं करुणार्णवम्. Narad Muni continued, the Lord's form is always youthful. Every limb and every part of his body is properly formed, free from defect. His eyes and lips are pinkish like the rising sun. He is always prepared to give shelter to the surrendered soul, and anyone so fortunate as to look upon him feels all satisfaction. The Lord is always worthy to be the master of the surrendered soul, for he is the ocean of mercy. श्रीवत्साङ्कं गणश्यामं पुरुषं वनमालिनं शङ्खचक्रगदापद्मैरभिव्यक्तचतुर्भुजम्. The Lord is further described as having the mark of Srivatsa, or the sitting place of goddess of fortune, and his bodily hue is deep bluish. The Lord is a person, he wears a garland of flowers, and he is eternally manifest with four hands which hold, beginning from the lower left hand, a conch shell, wheel, club, and lotus flower. Kiritanam Kundalinam Keyura Valayanvitam Kaustubha Bharana Grivam Pita Kauseya Vasasam. The entire body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudeva is decorated. He wears a valuable jeweled helmet, necklaces, and bracelets. His neck is adorned with Kaustubha jewel, and he is dressed in yellow silk garments. काञ्चीकलप sorry काञ्चीकलापपर्यस्तं लसत्काञ्चननूपुरं दर्शनीयतमं शान्तं मनोनयनवर्धनम्. The Lord is decorated with small golden bells around his waist, and his lotus feet are decorated with golden ankle bells. All his beautiful features are very attractive and pleasing to the eyes. He is always peaceful, calm, and quiet, and very pleasing to the eyes and the mind. पद्यां नखमणिश्रेण्या विलसद्भ्यां समर्च्यतां हृत्पद्मकर्णीं धिष्ण्यम् आक्रम्यात्मनि avasthitam. Real yogis meditate upon the transcendental form of the Lord as he stands on the whirl of the lotus of their hearts, the jewel like nails of his lotus feet glittering. स्मयमानम् अभिध्यायेत् सानुरागावलोकनं नियतेनैकभूतेन मनसा वरदर्षभम्. The Lord is always smiling, and the devotee should constantly see the Lord in this form, as he looks very mercifully toward the devotee. In this way, the meditator should look toward the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the bestower of all benedictions. एवं भगवतो रूपं सुभद्रं ध्यायतो मनः निवृत्त्या परया तूर्णं सम्पन्नं न निवर्तते. One who meditates in this way, concentrating his mind upon the always auspicious form of the Lord, is very soon freed from all material contamination, and he does not come down from meditation upon the Lord. Japascha paramo guhya श्रूयतां मे नृपात्मज यं सप्तरात्रं प्रपतः प्रपथन् पुमान् पश्यति केचरान्. O son of the king, now I shall speak unto you the mantra which is to be chanted with this process of meditation. One who carefully chants this mantra for 7 nights can see the perfect human beings flying in the sky. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय मन्त्रेणानेन देवस्य कुर्याद्द्रव्यमयीं बुधः सर्पायां सपर्यां विविधैर्द्रव्यैर्देशकालाविभागवित्. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This is 12-syllable mantra for worshipping Lord Krishna. One should install the physical form of the Lord, and with the chanting of the mantra, one should offer flowers and fruits and other varieties of foodstuffs exactly according to the rules and regulations prescribed by the authorities. But this should be done in the consideration of place, time, and attendant conveniences and inconveniences. सलिलै शुचिभिर्माल्यैर्वन्यैर्मूलफलादिभिः षष्ठानुकुरांशुकैर्चार्चेत् तुलस्या Priyaya Prabhum. One should worship the Lord by offering pure water, pure flower, garlands, fruits, flowers, and vegetables which are available in the forest, or by collecting newly grown grasses, small buds of flowers, or even the skin of the trees, and if possible, by offering tulsi leaves, which are very dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. लब्ध्वा द्रव्यमानयीम् अर्चां क्षित्यम्ब आदिषु वारचत् आवृत्तात्मा मुनिः शान्तो yatavan mitah vanyabhok. It is possible to worship a form of the Lord made of physical elements such as earth, water, pulp, wood, and metal. In the forest, one can make a form with no more than earth and water and worship him according to the above principles. A devotee who has full control over his self should be very sober and peaceful and must be satisfied simply with eating whatever fruits and vegetables are available in the forest. स्वेच्छावतारचरितैरचिन्त्य निजमायया करिष्यति उत्तमश्लोकस्तद्ध्यायेत् दृढयन् गमम्. My dear Dhruva, besides worshipping the deity and chanting the mantra 3 times a day, you should meditate upon the transcendental activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his different incarnations as exhibited by his supreme supreme will and personality, personal potencies. परिचर्या भगवतो यावत्यपूर्वसेविता ता मन्त्रहृदयेनैव प्रयुञ्जान् मन्त्रमूर्तये. One should follow in the footsteps of previous devotees regarding how to worship the Supreme Lord with the prescribed paraphernalia, or one should offer worship within the heart by reciting the mantra to the personality of Godhead who is non different from the mantra. एवं कायेन मनसा वचसा च मनोगतं परिचर्यमाणो भगवान् भक्तिमत्परिचर्यया पुंसाम् अमायिनां पुंसाम् अमायिनां सम्यग् भजतां भाववर्धनः श्रेयोद्दिशस्य अभिमतं यद्धर्मादिषु देहिनाम्. Anyone who thus engages in the devotional service of the Lord seriously and sincerely with his mind, words, and body, and who is fixed in the activities of the prescribed devotional methods, is blessed by the Lord according to his desire. If a devotee desires material religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, or liberation from the material world, he is awarded these results. विरक्तश्चेन्द्रियरतौ भक्तियोगेन भूयसां तं निरन्तरभावेन भजेताद्धा मुक्तये विमुक्तये. If one is very serious about liberation, he must stick to the process of transcendental loving service, engaging 24 hours a day in the highest stage of ecstasy, and he must certainly be aloof from all activities of sense gratification. इत्युक्ता तं परिक्रम्य प्रणम्य च नृपार्भकः ययौ मधुवनं पुण्यं हरेश्चरणचर्चितम्. When Dhruva Maharaj, the son of king, was thus advised by the great sage Narada, he circumambulated Narada, his spiritual master, and offered him respectful obeisances. Then he started for Madhuvan, which is always imprinted with the lotus footprints of Lord Krishna, and which is therefore especially auspicious. तपोवनं गते तस्मिन् प्रविष्टोऽन्तः पुरं मुनिः अर्हितार्हणको राज्ञ सुखासीन उवाच तम्. After Dhruva entered Madhuvana forest to execute devotional service, the great sage Narada thought it wise to go to the king to see how he was faring within the palace. When Narada Muni approached, the king received him properly, offering him due obeisances. After being seated comfortably, Narada began to speak. Hare Krishna. Okay, one sec. Let's see. So this is in the fourth canto, chapter 8. I think we are in the verse 25, 24 onwards. Yeah, here we can see Maitreya is saying, Evam Sanjaliptam Mathur. So just the instruction of Dhruva Maharaj's mother, Suniti, was actually meant for fulfilling his desired objective. So that's why Dhruva Maharaj left home. It's very interesting. So it's not that according to one's will and whimsically one decides what to do, but still here we can see the child has taken the instructions of his mother. Naradas tat upakarnam. And then he overheard. Narada, surprised by Dhruva Maharaj activities. How did he know? How did he know that? Oh, okay. When he was there, he was not there when Suniti was telling and when he left. And here we can see in the purport Prabhupada is saying, thus the question may be raised how Narada overheard all these topics. The answer is Narada is a Trikalagnya, one who knows past, present, and future, and he is so powerful that he can understand the past, present, and future of everyone's heart, just like the super soul. Therefore, after understanding the strong desire of Dhruva Maharaj, Narada came to help him. When I read this, this is so nice inspiration. Yeah, if we are sincere, if we have earnest eagerness to see the Lord and really we want to make efforts, then great devotees like Narada Muni, they are ever eager to come and help, because they we may think they are not around, but yeah, here in this case of Dhruva Maharaj also Narada Muni was not there, but yeah, because as a super soul is present and he instructs, he guides. So Narada Muni, therefore after understanding the strong determination of Dhruva Maharaj, Narada came to help him. It may be explained in this way: the Supreme Lord is present in everyone's heart, and as soon as he understands that a living entity is serious about entering devotional service, he sends his representative. In this way, Narada was sent to Dhruva Maharaj. In fact, Chaitanya Charitamrita is saying, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. By grace of the spiritual master and Krishna, one can enter into devotional service. So, and then Narada is amazed how, and in fact, he was surprised, very much amazed that he was thinking, hey, how come a boy can be like that? How a boy became angry, and that too angry. Sometimes someone may not have something and they may cry, or yeah, they may get upset. But here he is determined to come out of his palace. This boy is only a small child, yet harsh words from his stepmother proved unbearable to him. So, in fact, in the purport, it is mentioned, if one fails to observe the reformatory measures current in the family, one is immediately degraded to lower standard of life. What is this is saying is, this in the purport Prabhupada is emphasizing the importance of sanskara. Uh, if the Brahmanical, Kshatriya, and Vaishya culture is maintained in a family, naturally the sons and grandsons inherit the spirit of particular class. Therefore, according to the Vedic system, sanskara or reformatory process is maintained very rigidly. So, today's generation may challenge why you are still so old fashioned or fanatic and old customed and all these things. It is because that is needed so that the sons, grandsons, or the next generations can maintain the quality of purity. In fact, here, because the quality of Kshatriya was so strong in Dhruva, he was determined. Yeah, otherwise, it's not easy to take such a big resolution. So the great sage Narada told to Dhruva, my dear boy, you are only a little boy. Better, yeah, I think you should be attached with to sports and other things. Why are you so affected by the words of insult? So Narad Muni is actually, in short, I'm just saying, is testing Dhruva. Is he really determined? Of course, he is a Kshatriya, but he is a real hardcore Kshatriya that he is ready to undergo austerities. We may think the king's life is great, king size life. Now everyone says king's life is not so great because he has to struggle a lot. He has to undergo a lot of austerities. He has to take a lot of hardships to be able to fit, because it's not so easy to just face the enemy who is having all kinds of weapons. You should also be fit. In fact, you should be very, very strong. It doesn't happen just like that. So in the Vedas, it is said that the living entity is also always uncontaminated and unaffected by metal association. The living entity gets different types of metal bodies because of his previous fruitive actions. So anyway, he should have here Dhruva Maharaj, Narada Rishi first of all wanted to impress upon Dhruva Maharaj that he was only a child. He should not have been affected by the words of insult, and if he were so developed, um, then honor and dishonor are not so important. In the end, you just tolerate in that way. He says further, one who is in the transcendental position beyond the concept of body is considered to be intelligent. When a devotee is put into distress, he accepts this as God's mercy and offers him repeated obeisances with his body, mind, and intelligence. So he is saying, "Hey, better you go back." And in the purport 30, it is mentioned. Sri Narada Muni, the supreme spiritual master, is testing Dhruva Maharaj to see how determined he is to prosecute devotional service. This is the process of accepting a disciple. If a guru is just taking, okay, that's fine, with all compassion and mercy, just accepting whoever is coming, whatever is coming, yeah, it becomes very cheap. Yeah, it becomes very cheap, and um, it's not so beneficial for the wait a second, where it's also not so much beneficial for the person who is approaching. So here it is said, the great sage Narada has come to Dhruva under the direction of the Supreme Lord just to initiate him. Yet he is testing Dhruva's determination to execute the process. It is a fact, however, that for a sincere person, devotional service is very easy. But for one who is not determined and sincere, two qualities are needed: determination, that yes, whatever may come, let me stand on it, and sincerity. Sincerity means what we tell, yeah, it we follow it. Yeah, this process is very difficult, but for a devotee it is easy. So if we want to become devotee, we need to imbibe these qualities that will help us to become a devotee. And then Narad Muni continued, many, many mystic yogis have tried so many things, but it's not so easy, boy. It's very difficult. And the great sage Narada is instructing Dhruva Maharaj just to test him. Actually, the direct order is that from any point of life, one should begin rendering devotional service. But it is the duty of spiritual master to test the disciple to see how seriously he desires to execute devotional service. Then he may be initiated. Of course, we may see, yeah, there is compassion, there is mercy, and all these things, yeah, but the disciple shouldn't take it for granted or easy. Oh, now I got it. Now my guru has initiated. Now I have the shelter. So, no, he should also see that a person is taking the risk. Our guru is taking immense risk upon us because he doesn't know in and out. He doesn't know when we may turn our back, but still, uh, he is taking that risk. So we should be so much indebted that we are ready to give our life. I think today somewhere I came across this, that yeah, a disciple should always be proving himself this relationship through his service. If we want to get out of the clutches of this nescience, then whatever position we are put into by the will of the Lord, we should accept. Thus, if we simply surrender to the Lord, we shall go out of the clutches of this material existence. So, this whole moral of this pastime is mentioned in this one purport. That's for 35, I think. Yeah, yeah. Every man should act like this. This is what it is said. When he meets a person more qualified than himself, in fact, few days ago when I was hearing to Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj class, he was so nicely putting this. Yeah, he spent almost 30 minutes talking only about the summary or essence of this particular verse. He was mentioning that every man should act like this. How? When he meets a person more qualified than himself, he should be very pleased, not thinking, oh, oh, my privacy is gone, oh, my freedom is gone, or oh, I have to do that or this. No, he should be very pleased. When he meets someone less qualified than himself, he should be compassionate towards him, just like how guru is compassionate towards subordinates or others. Yeah, and when he meets someone equal to him, he should make friendship with him. And Prabhupada Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj mentions what it means. It means it's not that friendship is that on a level of give and take. This friendship is actually how both of them together can successfully establish preaching movement. In this way, one is never affected by the threefold miseries of material world. In the purport, Prabhupada is saying, generally when we find someone more qualified than ourselves, we become envious of him. When we find someone less qualified, we deride him. And when we find someone equal, we become very proud of our activities. This is the nature. These are the causes of all material tribulations. The great sage Narada therefore advised that a devotee should act perfectly. Instead of being envious of a more qualified man, one should be jolly to receive him. Wow, it's a great, my good fortune has arisen. So he should welcome whatever it would be. So to welcome a more qualified person. Instead of being oppressive to a less qualified man, one should be compassionate toward him just to raise him to a proper standard. And when one meets an equal, instead of being proud of one's own activities before him, one should treat him as a friend. One should also have compassion for people in general who are suffering due to forgetfulness of Krishna. This important function will make one happy within this world. In fact, this means we should deal with everyone with a kind of a relationship. Yeah, it means that one should have also have compassion for people in general. We may think, I don't know about other person. No, we can have compassion to everyone. And then Dhruva Maharaj is saying, Naradji, whatever you have said is fine, but I am, one class is called Akamis. Prabhupada writes in the purport. He is saying, my mind is so much agitated. My mind is not able to accept your instructions. But as far as I am concerned, I am covered by ignorance, and this kind of philosophy does not touch my heart. This is a big problem. When we are ignorant, we are not able to absorb the potent instructions that can open our heart, open our mind, throw light in our right thinking. Prabhupada writes that there are various classes of men. One class is called Akami, referring to those who have no material desire. Desire must exist, either material or spiritual. Material desire arises when one wants to satisfy one's personal senses. One who is ready to sacrifice anything to satisfy the Supreme Lord can be said to have spiritual desire. So Dhruva did not accept the instruction given by the great saint Narada because he thought himself unfit for such instruction, which prohibited all material desires. So he was very genuine. He was thinking, hey, I have this desire and I'm not able to take what you are saying. Dhruva did not accept the instruction. So now the Guru has tested and Guru is giving instruction, and Dhruva is saying he did not accept, given by the great sage, because he thought himself unfit for such instruction, which prohibited all material desires. It is not a fact, however, that those who have material desires are prohibited from worshipping the Lord. This is the essential instruction from the life of Dhruva Maharaj. If we understand Dhruva Maharaj, though he had material desires, he is still qualified to practice devotion. This is essential. He frankly admitted that his heart was full of material desires. He was very much affected by the cruel words of his stepmother, whereas those who are spiritually advanced do not care about anyone's condemnation and adoration. So Dhruva Maharaj frankly admitted that, oh, he is not. So he was confident that the instruction given by Narada was valuable, yet he could not accept it. These are two things. One, to have full faith that the Guru instruction is correct. Of course, whether one can come to that level to understand, to apply that, that is with that person. The question raised here is whether or not a person afflicted by material desires is fit to worship the Lord. The answer is everyone is fit to worship. Even if one has material desires to fulfill, he should take to Krishna consciousness and worship the Lord, who is so merciful. So, through this narration, it will become very clear that no one is barred from worshipping the Lord, even if one has many material desires. I'll take few more words and then verses and then I'll stop. So here he is saying, I am very impudent for not accepting your instructions, but this is not my fault. It is due to my being a Kshatriya, and my stepmother has pierced my heart with harsh words. Therefore, your instructions does not stand in my heart. In the purport, Prabhupada mentions Dhruva Maharaj indirectly informed the great sage Narada that there are four kinds of human spirit: the Brahminical spirit, Kshatriya spirit, Vaishya spirit, and Shudra spirit. The spirit of one caste is not applicable to the members of another. So, the philosophical spirit enunciated by Narada Muni might have been suitable for a Brahman, but it was not suitable for a Kshatriya. So, Dhruva frankly admitted that he was lacking in Brahminical humility and was therefore unable to accept this philosophy. So, now the question comes, huh? Did Narad Muni give instructions which don't fit to Dhruva Maharaj? No. The statements of Dhruva Maharaj indicate that unless a child is trained according to his tendency, there is no possibility of his developing his particular spirit. This is very, very important. That means the disciple should also become suitable to be able to take such an instruction that comes from the Guru. At the same time, Guru is also wants to leave the disciple into a sense of some cold waters. Let him fight, let him swim out. Yeah, it's not that, oh no, only one, you prove me that you are Brahman, then you will get the Brahmanical instructions. No, like that. It's not like that. In America, we have practical experience of the, I mean, the Prabhupada writes, of this incompatibility of Brahmana and Kshatriya temperaments. American boys who have simply been trained as Shudras are not at all fit to fight in battle. Therefore, when they are called to join the military, they refuse because they do not have Kshatriya spirit. This is a cause of great dissatisfaction in the society. That the boys do not have the Kshatriya spirit does not mean that they are trained in Brahminical qualities. They are trained as Shudras. And thus, in frustration, they become hippies. So, this is what happens. I mean, there is this verse number 36 is giving a kind of how these different kinds of varnas, how people will fall logically or obviously in that, and how one should actually go into Brahminical culture. In the human social body, the Brahmanas are considered the head, the Kshatriyas are the arms, Vaishyas are the bellies, and the Shudras are the legs. So, he is saying, oh, learned Brahmana, I want to occupy a position more exalted than my father. How to know that Dhruva was so much disturbed by his mother and that he was determined is, he was saying, hey, I want a greater place more than my father, not only my father, grandfather. So in that spirit, he was so, Dhruva Maharaj wanted a position greater than Brahma. This was practically an impossible proposition, but by pleasing the Lord, a devotee can achieve even the impossible. This is also what will be proved later. We went till 60 verse, but I'll stop here. We are just in the third. Let me complete till 40 then. So he said, you are worthy son of Lord Brahma. For the welfare of entire universe, you travel. You are like sun which rotates in the universe for the benefit of all living beings. And in that, Maitreya continued, Narada Muni, upon hearing the words of Dhruva, became very compassionate towards him, and in order to show his causeless mercy upon him, he gave him the following expert advice. We'll take it from 40, explain that, go through the purports tomorrow, and then finish the chapter. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any quick thoughts or questions? I have one question. How are you guys enjoying Bhagavatam?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for this big chapter of Dhruva Maharaj. pastime. Yeah, and about enjoying the Bhagavatam. So far, um, I'm also reading daily Bhagavatam. So this is the chapter I'm currently in. So far, it's a repetition for me, and it's of good understanding. And I'm not sure when you go to the next chapter, that will be the first time for me. How far I can grasp all these essence, that I'm not sure, because first time is always difficult to grasp everything. Second time, third time, it becomes a little easy.
Hmm.
So far, like last 6 months, it was really helpful for me.
Yeah. So yeah, then you have to read early before ahead of me.
I cannot finish that fast. I take time.
No worries. I hope others are able to enjoy, others are able to follow. I think same thing in your case as well.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the Bhagavatam. Actually, I can relate with Partha Prabhu because we are also reading Bhagavatam daily, but we are far behind. We are still in Canto 1. But I can look forward to other stories. I could look forward what is coming next to us. So it's really helpful and exciting actually, so
Mm.
that you become more motivated that you need to run faster so that you can reach and hear more about Krishna.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
think
you
it's
have
very
some
helpful.
inspiration to go with good pace.
Yes,
Yeah, you
because
guys have a good chance to overcome me because, yeah, when I'll be in India, I think I don't know how regularly the sessions can go on. Let's see who will win it. Yeah, yeah, but nice. Thanks for joining. I think I don't know, Shruti Mataji, is it first time you're hearing Bhagavatam, especially till fourth canto, or
Yes, Prabhuji, first time.
mm, yeah, how is it going on?
It's good, Prabhuji, but there is a lot to absorb. So whatever is best, I'm trying to absorb. But I think it's a learning for the lifetime. It has to be redone again and again, and there is
Yeah.
still a lot to learn from
I
it.
have one idea or a tip. I don't know how much time one may have it, but in your own local languages, you may also be able to see some, this Bhagavatam episodes in some of the channels or something. Just whenever you are having your supper or dinner or something, yeah, you can also
Mhm.
watch so that this goes. Of course, we may not be able to find what Prabhupada is giving in the purports in all those, yeah, but
Yeah.
at least you'll remember the story, and also these together you can have a longer
Yes,
listen.
from past couple of years, we have been listening to Bhagavatam
Hmm.
on the internet, more from Amarendra Prabhu and
Hmm.
many others also. So we've learned it in bits and pieces.
Hmm.
So now we are learning it in one order and in that
Hmm.
flow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I think Dwarakavasini Mataji, they all have already heard this is second time, I think, if I'm not wrong.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Is it
Hare
second time or third time already? Or even more?
Guruji second.
Second
Yes,
time.
Guruji, I try to read in between, then some it breaks again and again. But this is good that this flow is going, and I
Yeah.
like especially when there are descriptions come about the Lord, how he looks.
Yeah.
So it is described by the devotees who have seen Lord.
Yeah, I
And
still remember one debate. Yeah, there was one Christian from this, I don't know what is it, Jehovah Witness. Yeah, they wanted to preach and they wanted to preach me about that. And then they asked me this question, have you seen God? God doesn't has form, there is no description, etc., etc. Whenever I come across the glories and description of the Lord, yeah, it immediately reminds me of that. I told in those days that, yeah, I haven't seen, but there are so many who have seen, have documented, there are so many volumes of books. She was asking why you have only why you have so many books? Yeah, we have only one book. Bible is just one book. I said, yeah, we have so much, so many details, and need so many books. Yeah,
Yes, Prabhuji. One book only we have, Veda.
yeah. For
Mm.
convenience, we made it many books. Otherwise, it's only one.
Yes, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji, some one-liners that Prabhupada writes in purpose. For example, in this section, I read one that anyone who remembers this description, how Lord looks like, will never fall down.
Yeah,
Is
the
very
beginning. Yeah,
encouraging that we can cope up with the difficult situation and remember and get
yeah.
the
Today, Venimada Prabhu was asking, yeah, are these really true? Will they really happen? I said, the more and more faith we have, yeah, the more and more we, yeah, can willingly accept it. Otherwise, yeah, we may have doubts. They'll say, okay, Lord will make us aware in a different way.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Good, thank you. Anyone else before we close?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Mataji.
the.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. You have started this Bhagavatam from few weeks. But I was in India for some time. I did catch through YouTube on and off, but now I'm regularly listening. I find it very blissful, to listen this. So automatically I'm able to get the time, and even doing the home errands and things here and there, things are happening automatically with me. So I find myself very blessed.
Mm. Yeah, that's another thing
So
also. Yeah.
yes, so I just want to share this thought because I feel that only some people can understand. So I want to thank you again and again for giving these so beautiful lectures. And also, I've been reading alone by myself, Bhagavatam, but it takes time to absorb. But when I hear through you, it's very easy and things
Mhm.
remain, some thoughts, some important points, and they keep circulating. So
Mm.
that's why I want to say you thank you again and again. In fact, thank you is a very small word.
I
And
thank you all.
yes,
And thank Prabhupada. Thank his wonderful uh,
of
moment.
course,
Mm.
yes. But as I always say that it's very hard to find somebody like you, like a Shiksha Guru who has patience and who is very always eager to listen and, answer our questions. Sometimes the questions don't even make sense, but yeah, for us it's something different. So thank you, Prabhuji, for so much patience with us and giving these beautiful lectures.
Yeah. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, then we close for today.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thanks. As past week, that's a good thing that it's YouTube live. I'm not able to attend Zoom because there is a lot happening in the house. So
Acha. Mm.
luckily, now also I was listening to YouTube live only. So
Mhm.
when you asked this question, I jumped in again to Zoom
Okay,
to
okay.
tell you that yes, it's helpful. And yeah, we have so much of forgetfulness that we have to again reread. I was with that pace, but then it's difficult to catch up with all the purports in a day.
Yeah, you were reading, right?
Yes,
Every day.
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Until I was like, okay, in the night I can listen to you properly, but then it's difficult to track every day with all the purports. It's
Mm.
not easy.
Yeah.
And then there is Saturday thing also to catch up. It's not
Yeah,
uh,
back to back.
back to back. So either this or either that it happens. But
Yeah,
okay, anywhere there is gain only. There is no loss.
yeah. Whatever
So
we can make it. Yeah.
yes, so it's always good to have the points again and Though Dhruva Maharaj, Daksha, pastime is all nice, it's good recap, and yeah, like Gaur Bhagavan Prabhu told, the
Mm.
the glorification of the Lord,
Yeah.
the prayers.
Yeah, it was like in when we were kids, we used to watch
Yeah,
more action, where
yes,
more wars and battles. Those were more attractive, and maybe
yeah,
some arts. But yeah, the glories and description of the Lord.
yes,
In Krishna book, when we read, we just want to just finish that part because okay, I can't retain that anything.
yeah,
Now we can appreciate. Yeah. Maybe
yeah,
that is what is Smaranam. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's nice to hear, and thanks for getting this, yeah, half an hour.
Now it's becoming every time
It's again,
40 minutes to 1 hour, but yeah, that's
yeah, yeah, it's nice. Thank you so much for
yeah.
taking
Yesterday,
out time.
on Saturday, you were not there, but on Saturday, we
Yeah.
were coming across the purport, yeah, in the
Oh,
7th
okay.
canto, 6th chapter,
Uh-huh.
15th chapter,
Okay.
verse number 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
Prabhupada mentions this Krishna consciousness movement is for Grihasthas and reading Bhagavatam is the way. So I'm
Yeah.
very happy that somehow Guru Maharaj inspired to do this project like this, and
Yeah.
actually this is coming straight from Prabhupada's instruction in the purport.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's nice to hear. It's nevertheless. And so Prabhuji, Ram Raga Prabhu is also reading it. He's way behind now again because he was until there with us like everyday reading. But then I said again we have crossed in
Okay.
daily Bhagavatam. So
Reading.
you have crossed that,
Mm.
yeah, that pace. So it's not easy to read every day
Mhm.
the purports also.
Yeah.
But in school we had this MCQ, no, the book. I don't remember what is that name. Short,
Question
so
bank.
question bank sort of.
Hmm.
This is like that. Quick
Yeah.
recaps happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, my journey on Bhagavatam started with,
Rajendra.
started with Dhruva Maharaj's story only, Mata.
Okay. Yeah.
It was
In
30
the
months back, and I'm very happy that you again kind of reflected back on that. I think after a long day work, and it's a very blissful way of ending, and very very positive way to enter the end the day. As Gaur Bhagavan Prabhu told, descriptions of the Lord, and so I think thanks to you, Prabhuji, and I think Mataji kind of wanted to initiate this early this year. So really thanks to both you and Rupa Mataji for for this wonderful session, especially in the evenings, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you all. Yeah. Then all come. Then it's becoming more relishable because yeah, there's someone hearing. That's a service I can do, and that I hope pleases the Lord and the spiritual master because it's one way of ending the day. Typically, this is not new concept. This was there in yeah, in villages even. I don't maybe now, but at least few years back. So katha is always amazing. Yeah, not only not only for our age, katha is also very interesting for kids. Only because they are under pressure to study, 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 they may not appreciate. But if we say, hey, there is no pressure for you to study, they would just hook on to this kathas. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, one more thing I just recalled. You just mentioned in the villages thing. So yeah, this is still there. So last year I went to my ancestral village. So we have one Hari Mandir there,
Mm-hmm.
and those villages are I mean they are like very simple people, and every day evening, like they spend a few hours there doing this kirtan, like just kirtan. They don't know about all this knowledge and katha and everything, but they come in this Hari Mandir. There is a like courtyard kind of thing, and they come in that place and they do kirtan, and that's it. They spend 1 hour or 2 hour, and they go back to home, have dinner, and sleep.
Okay.
So still now there this
They
culture
do.
is there in like villages.
In Vrindavan,
Yeah.
when we were staying in a guest house, kind of a private guest house. You know
Mm.
this Bhaktivedanta
Nimbarkasha.
Hospital. No, Bhaktivedanta Hospital. You know, in the Parikram one
No.
comes Bhaktivedanta Hospital, and opposite there
Yes,
is
yes, yes.
Radha Palace. There is a Radha Palace,
Mm-hmm.
which is a guest house. First time we stayed there.
Mm.
And in the morning, when I came out to do japa, I saw at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, there was opposite to this, on the other side of the road, there is a small ashram. And for
Mm.
the ashram, there is a very big gate and, a small cell for a watchman, yeah, where watchman can stand. From there,
Mm.
I used to hear someone reading 24 hours a day, Ramcharitmanas.
Mm.
All the time, whenever we go, we can hear. There is a very,
Mm.
very age, he is very old, and he has
Mm.
this big book in front of him, sitting in front of that. He keeps reading, reading, reading. Amazing.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even
like
in
like
Ayodhya.
Huh?
Sorry, Prabhuji, carry on.
no. So it's like there is a place in Mayapur also. It goes there is in the it's like it's Prabhupada Kutir. So
Hmm.
they have Akhanda Kirtan, like it runs 24/7,
Yeah.
365 days.
Yeah, I think that is even telecasted on Mayapur.tv. Even you can see there is a small hut, and in hut there is
Ah,
one
yes,
playing
yes.
mridanga and uh, yeah, I mean, amazing, right? So how much, because we have so many things that we are handling, etc. But otherwise, attraction to the Lord, holy name, to His katha is so natural, and yeah, one can go on and on hearing. And
Yes.
I mean, amazing thing is, I think we have gone through the same cantos again and again. And in fact, in one of these seventh canto purports, I was reading that any number of times you read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, you will never feel that you know it. You again,
That's correct.
yeah. And same thing, for example, as Daksha Yagya, Dhruva Upakyan, whatever we are reading, last time our understanding and appreciation were on some aspects, and now we have an appreciation for even higher aspects or different aspects. So it
Mm.
means what we missed last time we are able to cover now, and what we will miss now we will be covering again when we read again.
Yes, Prabhuji, correct.
Yeah. So ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय,
Jai.
श्री प्रभुपाद की जय,
Yeah.
जय गौर प्रेम, हरे कृष्ण।